This is Earl Wizzi Jones.
And I'm Jody J Smith.
I'm from Northside.
I'm from Southside.
This is 804 Session.
Yeah.
Well, the inspiration behind the record was I just made a beat, and it was like a hot beat, and I just asked Jody, did she want to be on it? You know what I'm saying? And she was like, well, let me hear it first, because she's very picky about beats, very picky. So she heard it, wrote a verse to it. The next day we recorded it, and boom, there it was.
I heard that beat, and then you know how it's a dope beat and make you hit the stank face? That's what I did, and I twerked a little bit in the chair. I was like, all right, that's it, that's it. So I got on the joint. He said it's an 804 song, so I'm like, word, I got that in the bag. You know, wrote it out as if I was going to kill it consistently like I do, you know what I'm saying? Forgive me not being humble, but yeah, it's just that simple, just that organic. I heard the beat, bruh said, you know, it's an 804 track.
And I had to make her first on the track, because evidently, you know what I'm saying, we here, man, you know what I'm saying? But
it was a lot.
It was a lot.
So for me, I mean, I have to really attribute my music love for my family. It started with my family. My mom sings. She has a musical background, always sang with bands. My dad loves music. Growing up in my household, you always heard Michael Jackson, James Brown, Anita Baker, Sade. You know, I grew up with that. And like I said, my mom does music, sings. My family sings. I started off in the choir at church as a youngin' and in school in the choir. So I grew up with that. Writing was always a thing for me also. It wasn't until I got to high school that I started, you know, spitting some lyrics. And when I did that, I didn't know how it would be received, but it was well received. So I kept it going because I was apprehensive on, you know, I don't want to be a whack rapper. But when I found out I was a dope rapper, I kept up with all the shit. And piano playing was also a thing for me too. I have to shout out VCU for giving me lessons. I now make beats because I love my ear for music. Y'all gonna soon find out. But and bruh, you know, him and his crew, Blend Masters, MPE Productions, Natural Productions, shout out Steve Anderson. They was the first ones to get me in the studio and recognize my talent and try to hone in on it. Bruh was always part of that, so
like my inspiration again, it was my mom, you know what I'm saying? Like my mom, I grew up in the 80s and the 90s, you know what I'm saying? Best eras ever. You know, Luther Vandross, Patti LaBelle, you know what I'm saying? Sade, Fat Boys, you know, Dougie Fresh. So I grew up, you know what I'm saying, listening to the 80s and the 90s, and my inspiration came from my cousin Federico, because we just started writing rhymes, you know what I'm saying, trying to battle each other. You know, as I grew up, went to Elizabeth City, went for mass communications, stayed up in the studio, you know, learn how to make beats, learn the radio station. Shout out to DJ Funts too. Yeah, shout out to DJ Funts, because like he was a very influence for me, because he knew how to scratch and cut and all that. Anyway, just learn how to produce. Then I met Jody, you know what I'm saying, through MPE. Shout out Steve, Blend Master, you know what I'm saying? So after that, I learned from WT, T Jones, and them how to make them beats. And after that, it was a rap. So I've pretty much done some beats and some music and recording for a whole lot of people in the city, man. So just mess with us, yo. We here. Shout out to John Day, too.
Yeah,
big influence. Shout out to John Day. Doja, we here, baby.
So what's next for me, you're going to hear more music. You know, I was always in somebody else's studio on somebody else's time, so now I have an in-home studio. I record myself singing, rapping, still writing. Now I make beats, and I'm about to go to school so I can finalize on learning, honing in on how to mixing and mastering. In the meantime, I'm still making beats because I'm self-taught, and I got my homie DJ, I'm sorry, Earl Wizzi Jones. Sorry, you don't know that.
Oh, like the government, dog, like the government.
I got my homie him and Bully Boy. They help me out when it comes to mixing and mastering my songs. But yeah, so you can expect my music, my project, more music from me and my homie here. And you might catch me acting too, because I'm real good at that also. So just stay on the look. More content. That's what you can expect. More music content.
Hey, look, what's good for me is more beats, man. More beats. I'm a little older, you know what I'm saying? So, but I'm vintage. So, you know, but I'm still making them beats, still provide them lyrics, you know what I'm saying? But John Day Beats and Hooks, man, we doing it. And we got a lot of artists coming in doing some great music, not just no hood, no trapping, you know what I'm saying? None of that body, yada, yada, none of that, you know what I'm saying? But we coming, just making more beats. And shout out to Big Nat, man, for doing this,
Shout
man.
out to Big
Shout
Nat,
out to
dog.
Big Nat, man.
Shout out to Big
That's all I
Nat
gotta
with your
say.
cool ass.
804, we here.